I'm Nick Green from Greenlight Electrical. In this video, we're going to be diving deeper into some of the frequently asked questions around solar panels. So they are easy to install. You need a roof space, you need a scaffolding, but generally the panels will go on the roof within a day, depending on the size of the installation. But it's just securely fixed to the roof rafters. A nice aluminium rail is going to be fitted, and it's all rust-free, corrosion-free. There's no wear and tear on it, so it's a nice, easy installation with very little maintenance. Renewable, it's clean energy. It doesn't come from fossil fuels. You're offsetting carbon by using that. Instead of importing energy from the grid, you've basically got your own generator sat on the roof. So whatever it's capable of producing, if you keep your usage within that time, you won't be drawing off the grid. It's a little bit more complicated than that because obviously there's some electrical items you'll be using when there isn't sunlight. So you can get around that by fitting battery storage. It is still very difficult to be completely self-sufficient, especially in the winter months. There's a couple of different ways you can have it installed, but for this, we're really talking about a grid-tied system. An off-grid system, it's brilliant, but you are fully reliant on what you're producing. So we'll skip over to the grid-tied system. So with a grid-tied system, it is important that in the event that there is a power failure and you can't draw power off the grid, that your power that you're producing on your roof can't be pumped back into the grid because it would put the electricity board at risk. So it's not quite as simple as being completely self-sufficient and being independent, but we can set up something that's called an EPS mode. So certain circuits can run in the event of a power cut. So this could typically be a socket installed next to the inverter just to power your router, or it could be a whole distribution board so you can run all your power based on what you're generating. So at the moment, there is 0 VAT on a solar panel installation. This doesn't apply to battery storage, but if battery storage is installed at the same time, it does qualify for 0% VAT. Yeah, I mean, it is, it's in this current climate with the energy prices as high as they are, it is quite attractive for someone to think of how little their energy bills can be, especially if you've had it for a number of years and you can demonstrate the savings that you've made. They are costly, and solar panels have been increasing in price, especially since the energy prices have been going up. It does depend on the size of your roof as well. So, typically you're looking at somewhere around about £1,800 per kilowatt of solar PV installed. That's a bit of a controversial one, really. So yes, due south is going to be better for peak generation. So if you've got a smaller space, you'll actually be getting quite a good generation from it. But also an east and west roof, because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, you'll be getting generation early in the morning and right through to late in the evening. So although the peak generation might be a little bit lower, probably your total generation throughout the day would be more. It works on solar irradiance, so if a cloud's not particularly thick, so you will still get some good generation. And actually the optimum working temperature for a solar panel is about 30 degrees. So if you think these new modern black panels in direct sunlight, especially when we've got air temperatures of 30 degrees, the panel's likely to be a lot hotter than that. So on a cooler winter's day, providing there's some good sunlight, you're still going to get some generation. To get the most out of it, you want to be using it as you're generating it. Obviously, there will be losses going into a battery, but this day and age with modern lithium batteries, you can still store it and use it at a later date. Yeah, that is another thing. So some people really don't like the look of the solar panels on the roof. Personally, I think if they're installed properly, I personally prefer the all black panels. You can get the ones that are more of a bluey colour, or ones with white lines and sort of you can see the cells on them. But an all black panel for me, it doesn't look great, but it still serves a purpose. If you're really that fussy about it, there are other options to lay the solar panels in the roof, but typically this would mean doing a re-roof. You've got to make sure there's fireproofing behind the panels, because obviously there's no tiles to protect you in the event of a fire. So we can help design, install, and also we can help with fault finding. We've been doing solar panels for a number of years, right back to the original fit days, and we're still in business to help our existing clients from then. Best is either to call the office on 01425 477 943 or send us an email at solar@gle-uk.co.uk.